I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, ask and answer a question, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro. Edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. The summer of superheroes continues, and on this episode, I'm showing some love to the Amazing Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man was created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko and made his debut in Amazing Fantasy number 15 in 1962. And this year and this month, the month of August, marks the character's 60th anniversary. Now, Spider-Man finally got his own monthly series the very next year, but I mean, I'm a lifelong fan of Spider-Man. I mean, and this really got started with the cartoon Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, then some old episodes of the cartoon from the '60s, and and then when I started reading comics, it took me a while to finally read Spider-Man, but I finally did, and let me tell you, I have no regrets for doing so. He is easily one of my favorite superheroes. Now, this is a Spider-Man Comic Hero tee, and if you would like your very own, you can find them on my website, IamTheComicHero.com, for $20. Now, there's going to be a few shakeups going on with the show after this episode, and I'm going to wait till the very end to talk about that, but for right now, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, on the last episode, I asked, Shazam's powers come from Greek gods. Which type of gods does Black Adam's powers come from? Well, the correct answer is Egyptian gods. And 6 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, your name's been entered in the drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is Kaylin DuPont from Monroe, Louisiana. So congratulations, Kaylin. You need yourself a free Comic Hero tee. All right, here's the question for episode 414, and this is a comic book question. Now, I'm not going to specify in terms of the publication because that would be giving away the answer. All right, which publication once published a generic comic book in order to trademark the words superhero and supervillain? Now, here are the hints. The first hint is that this company was founded in 1939. The second hint, Martin Goodman was the founder of this company. And then the third and final hint, this is a dead giveaway. This comic book company also has its own cinematic universe. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. So, I gotta ask, any questions?
Questions are often rounding. Questions that didn't reply in. Questions that we're surviving. Questions.
I only have one question. It's from Brad Bertuzzi from Niles, Ohio. He asked, why is it that Wolverine's mask look like 2 Batman staring at each other? Brad, here's, a few years ago, someone posted a meme about that, and I thought they were being a complete jerk. But it seems like ever since then, anytime I've read an issue of Wolverine or anything X-Men related or anything Marvel related that Wolverine's been in, I can't help but see it. I honestly can't help but see it. I guess whoever designed the mask pretty much thought that Wolverine was two Batmans rolled in one, or two Batmen rolled in one. Although Wolverine can kill you. Batman won't kill you, he'll only make you wish he killed you. But I mean, I was just getting caught up with Wolverine a few days ago, and I read, I couldn't help but see it. And whoever designed that mask, they must have really been up to something. All right, really love these questions. Y'all keep them coming. I'm not gonna ask and answer a question on the next episode, but I will on episode 414. But they can be pertaining to comics or anything within the realm. It could even be a question about me in terms of the hobby, but please, no personal questions. All right, now it's time for Comically Speaking. So without further ado, let's talk comics. All right, there are two things I'm going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking, and here's the first. Now, when I did episode 411, I talked about Fantastic Four being the first Marvel Studios Phase 6 movie. Well, I found out there are two other movies coming out, and they're both Avengers movies. Now, here's the thing. Marvel has never done this before. Now, granted, they've released two Avengers movies in a year apart, but they have never had one in the same year. And those movies are Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, which is set to come out on May 2nd, 2025, and Avengers: Secret Wars, which is set to come out on November 7th of 2025. And, oh, by the way, that latter, 5 days after my birthday. Just saying. Really excited about this. I think Marvel is really doing well, all things considered, after Avengers Endgame. Now, some of the movies haven't really been lackluster, but the TV shows have been awesome. And I really can't wait for what's to come. Alright, now the second thing is that David Zaslav, who is the CEO of Warner Bros. Discovery, has announced a 10-year plan for DC Films. And this is very exciting, but for several reasons. First off, DC is finally owning up to their mistakes. Now, time and again, we have seen all these movies, and they didn't really, they really weren't that great, and the consistency was very bad. And instead of owning up to their mistakes, Warner Brothers and DC just let it do like the song by Bachman Turner Overdrive and just let it ride. When you make a mistake, you have to own up to it, you have to learn from it, and then you have to move forward. And this is exactly what they're doing. And for what Zaslav has said, or hinted towards, they're going to go with the Snyderverse. So the Snyderverse may be restored after all. He had said that some of the movies that he's really excited about that's going to be part of his 10-year plan are going to be Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom, Black Adam, Shazam: The Fury of the Gods, and The Flash. Now, granted, the latter is not going to appear in theaters in light of all the troubles that Ezra Miller has been in, trouble with the law. It's premiering on HBO Max. And honestly, I think that's a very safe thing to do. But every other movie is going to come out in theaters, and and then they said that they're going to center it around the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, and hopefully they can be in negotiations with Henry Cavill and he can play Superman again. I mean, I would hope so. I mean, he killed it. Oh my gosh, he killed it, and they could get the band back together. Although, in light of all the stuff that has gone on, when the first Justice League, the theatrical release was released, I'm not sure if Ray Fisher is going to come back, although I would hope so. But the vindication of all this is this 10-year plan, and then also another vindication came last came a few years ago, or really last year, with Zack Snyder's Justice League, because that's the one that should have been released in theaters instead of that dumpster fire that came out in 2017. But really excited about this. Now this 10-year plan, they're doing this. It's kind of similar to what Disney and Marvel Studios have done with their movies, and really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be great, and I can't wait to see what's going to come out of all this. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, first up is Action Comics number 1045. The Amazing Spider-Man number 6, although overall it's the 900th issue. Aquaman number 6. Captain America Symbol of Truth number 3. Detective Comics number 1062. Jane Foster and the Mighty Thor number 2. Justice League versus the Legion of Superheroes number 4. Radiant Black number 16. Radiant Red number 5. Robin number 16. Strange number 4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 131. And finally, Venom number 9. All right, that's 13, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 11,501. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Here's a question for a free tee for episode 414. Which publication once published a generic comic book in order to trademark the words superhero and supervillain? Now, here are the hints again. The first hint is that this company got founded in 1939. The second hint, Martin Goodman founded this company. And then the third and final hint, this company has its own cinematic universe. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on episode 414. And congratulations to Kaylin DuPont from Monroe, Louisiana, won a free tee on this episode. Now, I said at the beginning that there was going to be a few things, a few shakeups with the show moving forward. Well, this episode was supposed to have been done last week. I kind of got real busy, got bogged down with work and other things, so I wasn't able to do it, so I'm doing it now. And I'm going to do episode 413 later this week. And so as soon as I'm done uploading this episode, I'm going to make preparations for the next one, and then on episode 413, which is going to be you're going to watch in a few days. The superhero I'm going to cover is Superman, and then on episode 414, which I'm doing next week, I'm raising awareness of spinal muscular atrophy. I'm going to show some love to some real life superheroes. I mean, these young people that are living with SMA, they may have it, but it definitely doesn't have them. And to me, that makes them superheroes. That makes them superhuman. And then on episodes 414 and 416 to close out the summer of superheroes, is going to be viewer's choice. Now I'm going to give y'all the option to let me know which superhero themed comic hero tees you want me to wear. And the two shirts that received the 2 most votes will be the shirts that I go with. During episode 417, I'm going to raise awareness of childhood cancer. And I'm also going to have a special guest that's going to be on that episode. I'm not telling you who it is. There's a few people that know about it, and they're not talking either. Then on episode 418, I'm going to raise awareness of polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS. Now, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome. And as soon as you're done, hit subscribe. And if you have any suggestions you want to make for future episodes, go ahead and do so. And, you know, I just want to close by saying this. You know, a friend had told me, and I was kind of, and I kind of laughed at them when they said this, but if you ever feel the need that you need a break, take it. Besides, there's only one you. And I kind of laughed at it because I'm thinking, well, I can't take a break. But, you know, life has a very funny way of making you think otherwise. And sometimes, you know, you have to take breaks. You have to give yourself breaks. But here's the thing, if you're going to take a break, don't make it too long. Always resume. And that's exactly what I'm doing this week. All right, I'm Victor Nunley on the Comic Hero. I'll see you next time for episode 413, which is in a few days, by the way. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.